Welcome back to another episode of Chatty Chit Chats with ChattyMuva. And really, really quick before we get into the episode, I just want to take a couple minutes just to explain, how this came about. This is not a mom and daughter podcast, but we wanted to do these episodes where we do the Real Talks with Jay just to kind of, as we said, bring in the teen perspective. But outside of that is to kind of, my thing is promoting positive relationships through parents and their children. These children are our future. We know this. And I just want to make sure that, parents are actually taking the time to really get to know their kids. And so I feel like this is kind of like a way to inspire and motivate these kind of conversations. Even I feel like if you're a teen listening to this, I feel like it's really good for you to be able to bring these questions up to your parents too. You guys can get to know your parents too. I think it's really important for the relationship to grow and to grow in a healthy way. And a lot of times I think parents think that they know their kids, but they don't really know their kids. And of course, we'll never know every single thing about somebody. However, there's a lot more to our kids than we think. And a lot of times teenagers specifically, however, most kids get dismissed. Their feelings get dismissed. Their thoughts get dismissed. They don't feel that they have a safe space, I guess, to have these kind of open conversations. There's a lot of things happening in life where we're so busy. We're go. We have things going on in our life. We got to clean the kitchen. We got to get to work. We got to change this diaper. We got so much going on that sometimes, taking that minute to really sit down and have a serious conversation with your kids is important. A lot of us don't even know our kids' favorite color, their favorite food, things like that. Or we think we do, but when you ask them, you'll get a totally different response. And a lot of our kids are a lot smarter and so expressive, and they have a lot to say. And a lot of our kids are able to actually teach us things. My daughter has taught me so much in the 15 years that she's been here, and I've grown so much because of her, and vice versa. Of course, I've taught her things and she's grown. So yeah, that's the premise of these episodes. So I hope that you take something from it. Also, another way for you to kind of just get to know me and my parenting styles and things like that. So I hope that it's good things you take from it. Also, another thing quickly before we get into the episode, these episodes are shared also on YouTube. Just in case anybody needs to know, or if for some reason you're not able to have Apple Podcasts or you switch from Apple products, definitely make sure you check us out on YouTube, ChattyMuva. And as you guys read in the title, I got my girl Jay here, and we are doing another episode of Real Talks with Jay, getting a teenager's perspective. And before we get into the questions, I'm going to let my girl say hi.
Hey y'all, Jada's back. I'm back and I'm ready to answer some more questions.
All right, let's get into it. So I think we're going to just tail off the last episode, the first episode we've ever done with Real Talks with Jay, which is what we've decided the new name for these episodes will be, Real Talks with Jay. So when you see that, you already know Jada's going to be here. And we're going to get to chatting, okay? And we're bringing different perspectives, because you're going to get the mom side and you're going to get the daughter side, but you're also going to get like some realness there, because we're really open with each other. So the first question that I have on here kind of trails off from the last episode. We were talking a little bit about you, just, my relationship in a same-sex relationship and all that stuff. So I think I'm going to trail, because there was a question that came up after the episode that I thought of, and I was like, this would be great to ask you. So the question is, how do you navigate being the daughter of someone who's in a same-sex relationship, right? Meaning, like, or more, the better question is, have you ever had any discrimination because of my relationship?
I wouldn't say I had any discrimination, but I would say that obviously people reacted in like certain ways. Like I was saying in like the last episode, depending on religion, it's kind of like you really don't know what reaction you'll get out of a person when you tell them. But I don't think I really had to navigate it in a way, since like it's 2023. Like there's way more same-sex relationships, and like it's kind of more of like a regular and normal thing than it was years before. So I wouldn't say it was like bad or anything, or I wouldn't say I really got like deep discrimination from it.
Okay, that's amazing to hear. And I do think like we're in this justice age where it's like everybody's like fighting for justice, and even if you don't believe, you kind of know how to navigate around that and not like hurt somebody else and like try to diminish their belief. So that's good. I'm really glad to hear that, because I was really curious, just as your mom. I think I've asked you this before, but we haven't talked about this in a while, and you know you haven't brought anything like that to me, so I wasn't sure, and I don't want you to ever feel any way like you can't tell me, because I don't care, girl. We'll deal with that. Like, people are always gonna have different feelings, so we just can't take it personal. Okay, good, nice. Okay, so yeah, the next question is gonna be kind of in the similar discrimination boat. And we're black women, okay, melanated queens over here. So have you ever dealt with any sort of racism, micro racism, things like that, or just blatant racism, anything at all of the sort?
I feel like I probably have, but during that time I just didn't really know, because like I was younger, and like you guys know I'm only 15, so I'm still growing up, and during this time I haven't really like seen that, because like I was saying, it is 2023. Like, people, there's no point of being racist to people and to each other. Like, there's just no meaning to it. So I don't really think I have.
It's still happening, so that's why we're asking you. That's
no,
why I'm
I have
asking
not
you.
then.
Yeah, there's no point. We all understand that there's no point in it. It's something that we all don't agree with, but it's still happening. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, as a parent, is this happening in school with you guys? Like, is there any form of racism that you've come across? Because I'm sure there is, but you just maybe not have experienced it yourself, you're saying, or you haven't witnessed it.
But I probably have witnessed it, and I think I have. Like, especially during not during, but on social media, like there's a lot of racism. You see that all the time on your feed page, on just everything. So it hasn't happened to me, but I definitely witnessed it.
Okay. So you've witnessed it on social media, but you've not experienced it towards you yourself. Okay, and if it was to happen to you, and somebody was to, let's say, for example, you go into your classroom, it's you and this white girl in the class, and she wants your seat, or I don't know, you want her seat, I don't know what it is, but she ends up calling you a nigger. Yeah, straight up, she calls you a nigger. Because we don't really talk like that, but I mean, it happens. So she ends up calling you a nigger. What would your response be?
I was not prepared for that question. I honestly don't know what I would do. Like I was saying, since I'm mature, it's not like I'm going to go and slap her or anything, but I would definitely say a couple words to her. Like,
would you? Okay, she don't need to be put on the spot, but okay, so you would definitely defend yourself, at least. Like, who are you talking to? Like, what are you talking about? Because we ain't trying to go all that place. Okay, nice. Okay, so we're going to get into the next question. Okay, so just going back to a little bit of our family dynamic, and this is about your siblings. So first of all, you were an only child for the first 10 to 11 years, I would say, of your life, right? It was just me and you. No boys, no twin brothers. So I also have twin boys that are 4 years old outside of Jada. And so, yeah, Jada was an only child for 10 to 11 years. And she was a part of the plan to have these babies, or to have this baby that was supposed to be one baby, and we ended up with two. Okay. But she was a part of it. She asked for brothers. She was so excited to have like another sibling at that age. But my question to you is, what is the impact that you feel, I guess you could say both negative and positive, for being an only child for so long without as siblings, and then having siblings? So the positives and the negatives.
So I could say that, for one, it definitely, I don't know what I would say if it was positive or negative, but it definitely made me realize that, I was getting a lot of attention. And being spoiled and stuff like that. So I think having my brothers and them being born and stuff made me realize I was getting a lot of things that a lot of other kids don't get when they have siblings. And then for the positive part, I feel like it really helped me. It gave me the experience of having siblings, because I have sisters, but I don't live with them. They live in Florida with my dad. So I feel like having little siblings and just siblings in general, it helped me realize I'm a big sister, and that's my job now, to be a big sister.
Nice. Okay, girl. Yeah, so her dad, we mentioned in the last episode, her dad lives in another country. We live in Canada. He lives in Florida. His current wife has other children that he raises with her. And those are Jada's siblings. And like she said, she doesn't really get a chance to be around them as much. But the dynamic for her is still different, because obviously her brothers are so much younger than her. She's 15, so it's more of a parent role versus really connecting with them in that sense. But for me, just looking at you as my daughter, what I recognize is I can definitely acknowledge that, yes, you were spoiled. You had so much attention. It was only me and you, Bati and Bench, all day, literally just like me and Jada. And then these babies come around, and it's like, yeah, we have to spread everything out now. I have less time, I have less money, stuff like that. So, for me, I saw the growth in you. You've matured so much, and you are such a good big sister. So, I mean, it's very interesting, and it's cool to hear the different impacts that, you've had through having siblings. Yeah, and you're like the best big sister they could ever have. Like, I'm just glad to have you. Okay, let's get into the next question. Do you want to say anything before we jump into the next question?
No, I'm just ready. I'm ready for the next question.
She ready, y'all. Okay. Okay, this one is a little juicy. I'm really interested to hear this one. Okay, especially as your mama. But be honest. You already know we're honest on this podcast. Anything that you say on here stays here. If there's something we need to discuss after, we'll discuss it, but there's no repercussions to anything that you tell me on here. This is our, real talks with Jay. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep the dialogue open. So the question for this question is, when do you think it's okay to tell a lie?
I feel like if you know it'll benefit the other person, whether it's like if they find out they'll be mad, if you know that it'll benefit them, I feel like that's okay. But if it's like something that could just ruin a friendship or relationship with the person, or just in general, I feel like it's not good. Like, I feel like the best way to go on with life is just to tell the truth, because lying is not going to get you nowhere in the end.
Okay, so if it's going to benefit someone, it's okay to lie. So, for example, if I tell you, like, does this dress look nice, and you don't want to hurt my feelings, and you say, no, yeah, it's cute.
Not good. I don't think that in that time it's good to lie. I think you should tell the truth, because why? If it looks bad on you, why would I let you go outside?
Period.
Bad on you, like what? That's fake.
Period. Okay, so we telling our friends that your makeup ain't popping, lashes falling off. Like, girl, get it together. Yes. Okay. I think it's okay to tell a lie, like you said, when it's going to benefit somebody. Like, maybe give hope. Maybe you have somebody who's around you who's really depressed and just not doing the best, and maybe you could just, I don't know, it's not even about lying. I think it's not even about lying. It's more about just creating hope in somebody. So maybe, I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this, child. I done lost my train of thought. I don't know. I was about to get all philosophical and I lost my train of thought. But okay, so when do you think it's okay to tell a lie? You've given your answer. Let me stay out of it, because my answer ain't making no damn sense. So let's get to the next question. Okay, so this question is pretty good. I've actually had this question asked a couple times. I had a viral video regarding this topic on TikTok when I was talking about you flying, how you fly unaccompanied minor every year to go see your dad a couple times a year. You fly by yourself. People could not grasp that. You've been doing it since you were 8 years old. You've flown with a flight attendant. So there's basically like a flight attendant escort that will sit with your child. You pay an extra $100, $150, and they fly with your child throughout the trip, and they hand them over to the designated person. So my daughter has been flying this way since she was 8 years old to go see her dad. And one of the questions that I always get is, how do you feel? My video went viral because I was crying, which I do on every trip. Whenever she leaves, I'm always crying. Just the fear that moms get. I get anxiety. Is she going to make it there safe? How does she feel? Is she feeling scared, even though she tells me every time she ain't? But I want to ask you directly, get it from your mouth. How is it traveling alone to another country? And how was your first time, if you can remember, because you were 8 years old, so I don't know if you can remember, but how do you feel about traveling alone to another country?
Well, for my first time, traveling, it was definitely, I was like excited, I can't lie, because I was getting candy on that plane. Like, I was just excited. And plus, like, I'm going by myself. I get to watch like the iPad, because they give you the iPad on the airplane. Like, I was excited. I don't think I was really scared. I was more just a little sad, because like I was leaving my mom for the first time for a couple months and going to my dad. But yeah, during like the first time I wasn't scared, and then after that, honestly, I loved it. Like, I feel like it just gave me sort of character development, because I can tell people, and it just made me feel like a little celebrity. Like, I'm going on my trip, having fun. So yeah, I think I loved it. I don't think there's any like bad experience or like something that made me kind of like not want to go anymore.
Okay, so basically the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, y'all, I don't know my math, how to use my fingers. In the last 8 years that you've been traveling on your own, you have not had any negative experiences with any of the flight attendants or escorts and or with any of the people that are around you during the travel. You've enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it.
Okay, you see, so it is safe. Just make sure that you read up on it. Make sure that your child is ready for that and, you know, that they're not scared. Because she made me strong because she was just ready to go. Every trip, she was like, bye, mommy. Like, child, you just ready to go on there. Oh, my God. Crying. So, yeah, good. I'm just glad that we got that answer because a lot of times as parents, we overthink. So that's where the fear comes in. Whereas the kids don't have all that extra stuff in their mind. They're just like ready to go. So, yeah. Great answer. So yeah, get y'all kids on the planes if you need to get them on the plane. For me, I'm unable to travel with her because of my younger kids. And also it was just hard at the time I was banned. Y'all can go figure out why on my TikTok. Okay, it's pinned if you need to know why I was banned. But okay, let's answer this last question to get off this podcast. Okay, because we've been on here for a while. And we really appreciate you guys for listening and sticking with us.
We love you guys.
Yes, we chilling here for the Real Talks with my girl, Jay. And we're about to get into this last question. Okay, I think this question is a perfect way to end the show or to end this episode. I think, yeah, I'm really excited to hear okay, so let me just stop talking, ChattyMuva. Okay, what does it mean to you to be free? And excuse my children, if you hear the little ones in the background, I'm sorry, y'all. We're working on getting this mic together, working on getting a soundproof room together. Don't worry, stick with us. But okay, the question is, what does it mean to you? What is your opinion of being free?
I feel like there's different aspects of it, but being free is just having freedom and like being able to do whatever you want with no judgment, no one stopping you, and just, you know, living. So I don't really think there's like much to it. I think being free is just being free and being yourself.
Period. And yes, I love that answer. I agree. I think being free is just literally being able to, within yourself, feel that you can do whatever you want without, you know, worrying about exactly what she said, without worrying about
nobody stopping you or anything like that. Just, you know, being yourself and being who you are.
Period. No shackles over here. Okay. Yeah. And with that, we're going to end off the episode. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Jada. Do you have any little, anything you want to say to send them off?
Bye, y'all. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Yes, you guys. Love and light. In the next episode, we'll see you guys. This has been Real Talks with Jada on Chatty Chit Chats with ChattyMuva. Bye.